everyone, welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club. If you've never heard of this game, basically it's like a horror game. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. Oh, by the way, we're here with B. B's using text-to-speech because B doesn't want to talk.
B said hi.
Anyway, let's go ahead and read this. That girl's Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend that you see yourself making today, but it's just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, LaFish. By the way, my name's LaFish is because B chose it. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Well, that's my line. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to the school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, LaFish, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already. I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm pretty sure it's possible I did. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just by getting the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Weeb! This guy a weeb? LaFish, why are you such a weeb?
B said weeb alert.
I was talking about how I was worried you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Why do I sound like Mickey Mouse on steroids?
That's enough slices, man!
You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll take a look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me that you'll try a little? Yep.
B said nope.
Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I let myself even relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out. So I came in. I like her bow, though. That's a cute little bow. I guess this is the school uniform. If it's not a school uniform, you need to get better taste. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, Know what? Well, that you could come to my club.
B said no.
Yeah, I agree. Sayori. Yeah? There is no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is the
B
vice
said
president
EW.
Sayori is the vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be more fun to start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday that I would bring in a new member and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's too cunning to have this all planned out. I let out a long sigh. Yes, let's go! And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here! I told you, don't call me a new member. Eh? I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you.
B said purple hair girl. AWOOGA. PogChamp.
Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought up boy! It killed the atmosphere! Ah, the fish. What a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Ooh, someone's a simp.
B said simp alert. Layfish said SIMP.
What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. Huh. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently not Zuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that.
B said nerd.
Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, LaFish. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Simp-like. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, LaFish. We made room for you at the table so you could sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them, so I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so there's one space next to Monica and one space to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Oh! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Yeah, well, you know. Just hurry and take one. I don't know how to do Natsuki's voice, but let me say her hairpin's pretty cute.
B said women are kinda weird.
B, you are a woman.
B said I am aware.
Sayori grabs the first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcakes around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is being quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. Wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Well, why are you thanking me? It's not like I
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
made them for you or anything.
I thought you technically did, Sayori said.
Well, maybe. But not for you. You're the dummy.
Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. I don't see how this is a horror game. Did they trick me? Is this just like some weird
B
game
said
server
maybe.
stuff? She carefully places a teacup in front of us before setting down the teapot next to a cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, teachers gave us permission.
B said purple hair LADYYY.
After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you.
That's not...
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that, you know...
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't really joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so...
B said cringe.
Cringe. That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
B said weird jab.
Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Haha, well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politicals around the major clubs. Feels like nothing but arguing about the budget, publicity, and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream.
Monica is really a great leader.
Yuri nods her head in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in this club yet. Must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all the effort into something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone?
Yeah!
We'll do our best.
You know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of...
B said this game makes me want to make coffee without any sugar.
The fish, what kind of things do you like to read?
Well,
considering how little I've read these past few years, I really don't have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head peeks up. Oh no, this isn't a good sign. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. You know what? I'm gonna save because we're kind of into this. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in. But it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books. Not people. You know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements are usually immersive to me as well.
B said woman is smart.
Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage for your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop?
B said sure.
Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. This is where it's gonna go wrong, isn't it? I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp up something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes time to another world, then I can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing you in the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh! I hate horror.
Oh, why's that?
Well, I just...
Nadzuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! And give that back!
Fine.
Hey, your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayori slides up behind Nadzuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm not cute.
Nadzuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
B said message : women casually being gay.
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometimes? I can't find the perfect voice for Nadzuki. It's like... it doesn't fit her. It sounds like she has a cold.
No.
Nadzuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Nadzuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. So far, Yuri's my favorite, just saying. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Oh, I wanted to read everyone's poems.
Oh, Sayori.
Okay. I have an idea, everyone.
Huh? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll share them with each other. That way everyone's even.
Yeah, let's do it.
Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, LaFish?
Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem.
What's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have me convinced to stop by, but I haven't made any decisions. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes.
B said L.
I'm sorry, I thought... LaFish, you all...
I'm defenseless against three girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. So...
B said SIMP.
Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey!
You really did scare me for a moment.
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would have been super peed.
Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. We will steal your soul. Welcome to our literature cult. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring the next meeting so we can all share.
Monica looks over at me once more.
I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my media core writing skills?
B said thank God the session is over. I hate social interaction.
Yeah, really. They continue to chit-chat.
Hey, LaFish, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right. Sayori and I never walk home anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
With that, the two of us depart the classroom and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls.
B said all these women are gay as heck.
Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances and I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess that starts with writing a new poem tonight.
Sus.
It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite members will like. Something good might happen if you, the person who likes your poem the most. Ooh. Is this Sayori? Or is that wait, where's Monica? Okay, well, I like Yuri, but I want Sayori. I mean, Sayori's just nice, but I also want Yuri. Special. Wait, I wonder who likes it the most.
Hi again, LaFish. Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, LaFish. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year.
B said oh no, not talking to women again. My worst fear.
You are a woman, so does that mean when you talk to yourself you fear?
B said that's the POINY.
That's a pointy.
I don't know if you plan to come in here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Zuki, you're certainly a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Natsuki finds herself between saying Monica and Manga. Oh, jeez.
Manga is a literature.
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Don't worry, guys. LaFish always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable.
Yori, that's because your room is so messy that it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
How come you and LaFish can become good friends too?
Uh-oh, she has a little crush.
Sayori! Oh. Apparently this is my voice now.
As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
B said Sayori sounds like Maya Fey.
Well, wait, Sayori. Me?
Not really.
Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it?
Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What did I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make a big deal of it if you don't want it to be.
Alright. Well, here.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked up a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's just a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? Ooh.
She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some schedule activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is being buried in a book, and I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Nazuki is rummaging around in the closet.
Looks like no one wants to be bothered today.
I slump down into the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? I guess I could always read some of that book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening on Sayori's conversation with Monica.
We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though.
Well, we can't give up. The festival's our only chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of literature club seems too dense and intellectual, but it's not like that at all, We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds.
That doesn't solve the problem, though.
What do you mean?
Even if we came up with the most fun thing ever, no one will come in first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, And after they come, we can do something to speak to their creative minds.
What's this? Sayori is talking about this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this.
I guess that's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick?
Ooh, what kind?
Well, I guess we could.
Cupcakes!
Aha, good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that.
You're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes ever. That works out perfectly.
This wasn't why you suggested it.
Cupcakes speak to my creative tongue.
Sayori, come on, man. Cupcakes it is, then.
I'm hungry.
Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is her usual self, but therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all.
Ooh, someone like Sayori.
I opened my eyes to feel Sayori's face filling my vision.
Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club.
Does our school have a napping club?
You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for an anime, You'll need to get used to it.
Don't say that out so loud. I glanced over my shoulder to see if Monica heard.
It's true, though.
Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori.
It's what I do best.
That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you?
Not every day.
That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up one time?
It's a secret.
I knew it.
Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt.
I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you. Sayori glances around at herself. Are you serious? Are you serious? Did she just do that?
How is it written all over me?
You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out around there. I wrung my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this.
My hair is just really hard to get right.
I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right here. I wipe off the stain with my finger.
But no one would ever notice that.
Of course they would. Nobody's going to tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that. Rest in peace, my keyboard. Fortunately, I really don't care about that. What? Why did it stop text for a minute?
Hey, you meanie.
And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori, why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet?
That's super mean.
Sorry, but you'll thank me later. Starting to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind.
This is so funny.
What is?
Well, I was just thinking how weird it was to have a friend who does these sort of things.
Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid.
It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you?
I guess.
Hey, be careful. The button might come off.
Why is this one so hard to close? Does this thing even fit you properly?
It did when I bought it.
Sayori, oh my goodness. Sigh. If you ever buttoned it, then you would notice it sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about?
We're just gonna skip that line.
Don't say that out loud! Anyway, you look so much better now, so... Why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that?
But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all.
Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more.
Phew! That's so much better.
Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around.
So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right?
What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing?
Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do the things like this. And you take me better than anyone else would anyway, so that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned.
Stop saying all these things that are embarrassing me.
I didn't say anything embarrassing.
Jeez. Well, anyway, let's just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier.
Only if you focus on going to bed earlier.
Fine. It's a deal.
I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning.
You're doing it again, Sayori.
Oh, but I was joking that time.
Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometime.
Okay, everyone.
Monica suddenly calls out.
Why don't we share the poems we wrote now?
Yay! The fish, I can't wait to read yours.
Yeah, same. I failed to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to receive her poem.
By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah! My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration, yet I never really done this before. So now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with?
I can't wait!
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is wrinkled sheet, blah blah blah. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should we show it to? Yuri, of course. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading.
Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking.
How do you forget this? It's fine, don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it.
Ah, so it's that bad.
No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry.
Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice it's been several minutes and we really hadn't gotten anywhere. Might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I realized in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they try to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter. They form fit the two others. The end results are the both style and expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finishes her train of thought, it says her demeanor totally changes. Her stammer is completely gone and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's something you can't be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them, but building them. But getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone in the club gives you a valuable free feedback. Natsuki can be a bit biased though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, or me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny.
Under the night. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem.
Even though it was short, it was very descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad that you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghost Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you.
Phew! Guess that's everyone. Glance around the room. It's as if everyone judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even though they're just being nice. There's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. That's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Zuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respectable poems. They read in tandem. I watch each of their expressions change. Mizuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Eh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Mizuki dismissively returns the poem on the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Ah, thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple of suggestions.
Huh. If I was looking for suggestions, I would ask someone who really liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And the fish did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own.
Okay, this is funny. Oh no, maybe you're just jealous that LaFish appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Uh-oh, they're fighting over me. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go my way. Oh no. Sayori is joining in. Oh no.
Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I was the one.
It's Zuki.
The Zuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys.
Suddenly, both girls turned toward me as if they noticed I was standing there.
The fish. She's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it.
If she could get herself... What in the world is this game? I'm sorry. What did I get into?
Help me explain that to her, LaFish.
Well, wait. There's a reason we have so many deep... Okay. This is like, well... How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Of course, that's gonna be... Yuri. What? I thought I picked Yuri. Didn't I pick Yuri? But Nizuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you told her how you felt, this wouldn't have happened in the first place.
Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that...
Nizuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Nizuki clenches her fist. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point. Okay, yeah, so we did take her side. I end up feeling bad for her.
Sometimes when I hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head.
Sayori, she doesn't need to...
You know what? I'm gonna do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now.
Without warning, Nizuki snatches her own poem from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash.
Nizuki, she really didn't need to do that.
I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Everything all right?
I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now.
No, Yuri! How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you.
Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, LaFish, you're too kind.
I'm thankful that you are part of this club now. It's nothing.
One more thing.
That one thing that Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. Eh? What did Natsuki say?
Well, never mind that.
I'm gonna be making some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems?
It was a lot of fun.
Well, I would say it was worth it.
It was alright. Well, mostly.
The fish, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. Maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, did learn a little bit more about poems. With that luck, that means I can do a better job at impressing those who I want to impress. Now to myself.
The fish. Ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since we've spent time together. Can't say that I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier.
What do you mean?
You know, between Nuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Phew! You know, LaFish, it's nice I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you, too.
That's...
Every day is going to be so much fun.
Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught onto the situation. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. Okay. Okay, hopefully we impress Sayori. I'm just gonna skip through all this because I just want to get to the poem part. There's probably some important story thing. I heard a few things about food. Wait, why was it repeating the same line? A cookie popped out of nowhere, so
I was just gonna give it to you, but then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Natsuki! That's so nice of you. I'm so happy.
Sayori hugs the cookie. Geez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly turns the wrapper and takes a big bite.
So good.
Sayori suddenly clasped her hands in over her mouth.
I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot just over one cookie.
Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie.
Hey, yours is really too good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez, beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate.
Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one?
Fine. Still, I'm really happy you shared this one with me.
Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki and wraps her arms around her.
Ah, jeez. I get it.
Cookie in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her.
Oh.
Sayori, oh no!
Hey, did you seriously just do that?
Mouthful, Sayori struts away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well.
Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori,
Suzuki glances around. Monica isn't here.
Ugh, where's Monica anyway?
Good question. Have any of you guys heard about her being late today?
Not me.
Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual.
I hope she's okay.
Of course she's okay. She probably just had something to do today.
She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a...
She's probably more desirable than all of us combined.
That's true.
Excuse me? Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything.
Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed.
Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Oh, she looked at the fish. Never mind that. What held you up anyway? My last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time.
That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring at least.
Must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica.
I don't really.
I just kind of started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano.
That's so cool. You should play sometime for us, Monica.
Monica looks at me. Well, maybe once I get a bit better, then I will.
Yay!
That sounds cool. I also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, LaFish. Monica smiles sweetly. Ah, I didn't mean any pressure or anything. Ah, don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. Looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book, and Nadzuki disappeared into the closet. The fish! Sayori's son comes up to me.
I'm gonna go get some supplies from a different classroom. Wanna come with me?
Supplies? What for?
Well, you know how the festival's coming up. Me and Monica were gonna make some posters and stuff. So I need to find some crayons, markers, and glue sticks.
Ah, I see. Sure, I'll go with you.
Yay! Okay, Monica, we'll be back soon.
Are you going with the fish to get the supplies? There's no need to trouble yourself. I'd be happy to go with him.
Oh, but I wanted to go. It's so much fun exploring empty classrooms and stuff.
It was just a suggestion. See if you can find poster paper too, okay?
Okay. Ready, LaFish?
Yep, let's go. What is this game? I'm sorry, I thought it was meant to be a horror game, not a school simulator. Sayori and I exit the club room. I follow behind as Sayori hums and skips around in the hallway. Honestly, it feels like I'm taking a kid to the mall or something. Sayori finds pleasure in the simplest things sometimes. Hey Sayori, what exactly are we doing for the festival anyway? I'm not sure how you'd make an event out of literature.
Me and Monica have it all planned out. Don't you worry.
Is that so?
Yep. We're gonna do a poetry performance.
A performance? Of what kind?
Well, everyone is gonna take turns on the stage and recite their favorite poems.
Ah, that sounds kind of dull.
The fish! You're not thinking about it the right way at all. It's not just about reading poems. It's about performing them. Like, you say the lines of a poem like, between my feet, the last remaining flower beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing and the final enjoyments between my fingers. But what ends have I summoned to the shore? For now when I look in a direction, the once preposterous field before me is all a barren wasteland.
Like that! Sayori, how do I put this? I'm sure it's just me, but it's impossible for me to take you seriously when you talk like that.
You meanie. I'm working super hard on this, you know.
I know. I just meant that it's pretty an ordinary contrast to cute yourself.
Don't say that, it's embarrassing. But I guess that means I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm so excited. The festival is going to be so much fun.
Sayori spins herself in the hallway again.
Hey, LaFish, this classroom over here is empty. Let's begin the mission.
Mission, eh? It's been a long time since I spent time with Sayori like this. We're going to the closet, and we get crayons. And Sayori starts pulling various crayons out of the box. Alright, that's one down. Don't get distracted, we still need to find...
Wait, I'm looking for my favorite color.
Fine. Then at least move aside so I can look for the poster paper.
I dropped one by accident. Can't.
Sayori bends over and smacks her forehead right into the shelf. She falls to the floor and crayons spill all over her lap.
Ow.
You okay?
My forehead.
Geez, Sayori, that's just like you, isn't it? Come on, let me see. Since Sayori is sitting on the floor, I grab her by her waist and pull her out of the closet. You have to move your hand, Sayori.
But it hurts.
Just do it for a second. Sayori slowly raises her head from the hand from forehead. I gently brush her bangs to the side.
Ow!
Sorry. There's a huge red mark on the center of her forehead. A bump is starting to form as well. Man, that's gonna swell up. I should find you some ice.
The fish.
Where'd I even find ice around this time? I guess a cold drink would do.
You don't have to. I'm fine with looking like a unicorn.
I pat Sayori on the shoulder and run out to the hallway. Locate the nearest vending machine. What should I get? Doesn't really matter since it'll be used as an ice pack rather to drink. But I know Sayori likes apple juice, so I purchased that one. In just a moment, I'm returning to the classroom where I left Sayori. She has one poem on her forehead and uses the other to clumsily sloop the crayons back into the box.
At least they were already in the wrong spot before I spilled them.
Sayori, here. I hand Sayori the bottle of apple juice.
It's nice and cold.
Sayori opens the caps and starts drinking from it. Sayori, what are you doing? It's for your forehead, idiot.
Ah, sorry, I forgot.
How hard did you hit your head? Sayori places the bottle against the bump on her head.
It stings.
Just bear with it. It'll feel better soon. Looks like you cleaned up most of the crayons, so that's good.
Hey, LaFish. This kind of reminds you of growing up, doesn't it?
Oh, what do you mean?
You know how we used to play outside all the time? I would always try to keep up with you. You were kind of oblivious in some ways. Usually I fell behind or had trouble climbing on the things you did. But sometimes when I tried to do things I couldn't, I would hurt myself. I'd fall and scrape myself or get a bump, and I would start crying really bad. And you'd rush over as quick as you could. You try really hard to stop me from crying. It's almost like you blamed yourself and were afraid of getting in trouble if someone found out, even though it wasn't really your fault.
Did I really do that?
Yeah, you don't remember?
Come to think of it, maybe I do remember a bit. I guess I was always so focused on my games I didn't pay enough attention to you. So in a way, it was my fault. Kind of like this time too. If I wasn't rushing you out of the closet, you probably wouldn't have hit your head.
LaFish, I don't think you've realized it, but you're always thinking about other people. Even after all these years, you're rushing to help me, even though I'm just being clumsy. You're really a sweetheart.
Don't call me that. And I don't really do this kind of thing all the time. I guess that when it comes to you, it just feels natural. Before I even know it, I'm treating you like that. I guess that's what happened when you've been friends for too long.
Really? Maybe you're right. LaFish, I'm so glad nothing's changed between us. Do you think it'll be like this forever?
Forever? If I'm honest to myself, there's no telling where we'll end up for college or after that, so it wouldn't be fair for me to make any promises, but, well, I hope so. It's already been this long, hasn't it? I can't imagine you ever changing, so my hopes are up.
I'm so happy.
Sayori has a whimsical expression in her eyes. We remain silent for a moment. She's so silly and clumsy on the outside that when I see her deep in thought like this, makes me not want to disturb her.
Guess we should go back. I don't want to worry Monica, you know.
Good luck with that. She's going to see your forehead either way.
Not if I hide it under my bangs.
Sayori helps to her feet.
Ah!
She clutches her forehead again. Don't stand up so fast after hurting yourself.
Ah!
Well, I guess it's too late now. Anyway, let's go. I follow Sayori out of the classroom. Sayori plays with her bangs to hide the bump, but without much success. In a moment, we make it back to the club room. Ah, you're back. Good timing. I was just about ready to start sharing with our poems. Sayori, your forehead. She's fine. Don't worry.
I was just playing with the crayons and smacked my forehead into the shelf.
Well, anyway, were you able to find everything we needed?
Uh-huh. I have it right. Eh?
Sayori frantically glances around herself.
I forgot all the stuff.
Calm down, Sayori. I have it all right here. I found the poster paper, too. Aha! Sounds like you ended up doing all the work, LaFish. Well, Sayori... I failed to come up with an excuse for Sayori.
I made an adventure.
Yep! Yeah, that.
Okay. In any case, good work. I'll start working on the posters tonight. Me too!
Okay, everyone. Are you ready to share your poems? I guess I should grab mine. After making sure the crayon box is closed tightly, I return to my seat. Let's
I really love your poems. I can't believe you've been hiding these from me.
I'm not hiding anything.
But your poems are so good. Yesterday's and this one's too. You can't tell me you haven't done this before.
I mean, you're really the only one who feels that way, so...
Eh? No way. Not even Natsuki?
Well, I guess Natsuki is the least likely to admit how much she loves everything.
What do you mean?
Well, I guess I'll be honest about it. It's a lot easier to write poems when I'm thinking about you. Stop thinking weird things, idiot. Stop thinking weird things, idiot. Why does it do that sometimes, the text glitches? I just mean that you're a really expressive person, I guess. How am I supposed to write poems about my own stupid life? But you somehow make everything in your life an adventure, the little things.
Like cooking.
Let's not talk about that. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I can feel more feelings through you than I can through myself. We have that kind of weird connection. It's your fault for getting into my business all the time.
I don't know if I understand.
You never understand when I try to explain things to you, do you, Sayori? Pet Sayori said.
Hey! I'm not a kid, you know.
Are you sure about that?
Maybe.
Sayori starts fiddling with her pencil between her hands.
Hey, little fish! Will you give me your poem?
I kind of want to keep it.
Huh? Why?
Because,
well, it's the first time you've ever written something for me.
Sayori, you completely misunderstood. I didn't write this for you. Are you even listening anymore? Well, whatever. I'll give it to you when we go home.
Really? Ah! I broke my pencil.
Sayori hastily bends down to pick up the piece she dropped. But being inattentive to her surroundings, she bumps into me.
Sorry!
It's fine, it's fine. I'll get it for you. Bend down and pick up the pencil. Sayori clutches the desk beside her to support herself. Knees shaking.
I'm a little clumsy today.
Let's sit down, Sayori.
Yeah.
I grab Sayori's arm and help her sit at the desk. Anyway, I still haven't read your poem.
Oh! Sorry, I forgot about that. But it's not as good as yours.
Geez, don't worry. Bottles. Nice. Holy heck. Sayori, did you really write this?
Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever?
Yeah, but, I didn't expect something like this coming from you.
Monica taught me a whole lot. And I've been really in touch with my feelings recently.
I see that. It's almost kind of creepy.
Creepy?
Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it.
Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a bit better. Writing is like magic.
You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? Hope you keep it up.
Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. Wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Okay, everyone, we're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of a room.
Is this about the festival?
Well, sort of.
Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put anything together good in just a few days. We'll end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members.
That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations.
Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need more than a few decorations.
Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets so we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but does that tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event? Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing.
Performing?
Monica. Yeah, we're going to have a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. The cool part is, we're also going to let everyone come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it on the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see.
Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't really start putting up these posters, did you?
Well, I did. Do you really think that's that bad of an idea?
Well, no. It's not a bad idea, but I just didn't sign up for this, you know? There's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that.
I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear.
Guys.
No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Nadzuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that, so I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club, and if we start the event and put each other on a good performance, it'll inspire others to do the same. The more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about.
Yeah! It's about expressing your feelings, being intimidated with yourself, and finding new horizons, and having fun.
That's right. And it's all those reasons we're in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them for the feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. We all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of a room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I think we're up for it. Nadzuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree, but I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little.
Well, maybe, but...
Looks like Nadzuki doesn't have any arguments left.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with.
All right. Phew. Thanks, Nadzuki. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. I guess I really don't have a choice.
Haha, that's everyone. You're the best, Yuri.
This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Oh gosh.
You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other.
I really don't care about these. Who's next? Nadzuki?
Don't make me go before the fish. It's not like I compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let the fish lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it.
Nadzuki. It's fine, it's fine. Might as well get it over with. It's not like I have much of a selection on what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. I'm not exactly confident in my own writing. It's just hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive an applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else.
Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright then. That just leaves you, Nadzuki.
Yeah. I'm going. Nadzuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium.
You better not make me do that again. Oh well. Do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people?
I mean, not doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for other people. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing.
That's a surprise, Nadzuki. I thought it would be the other way around for me.
Well, that's just how it is, so.
Guess that's the case. You won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming. It might be hard, but I hope you have an idea what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting.
Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead.
That's fine too.
It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting all this effort for the club. Makes me really happy. Oh yeah, no problem. Okay everyone, I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I continue like that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's a big day.
I can't wait.
I can do this. All right. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica. If it's for the sake of the plug, then I'll do my best.
Look at you going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it?
Geez, guys, don't make such a big deal out of it.
Let's just be a little nice, though.
Well, how am I supposed to respond to that?
It's okay, LaFish, you don't have to say it.
Whatever, let's go already. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter on the way home. Hey, Sayori.
Sorry, I was spacing out.
Ah, no wonder.
I was thinking about something.
What?
Wonder Woman 1984. Wonder Woman. Wonder Park. Do you want to hear the next 5?
What? I don't care, Sayori. Let's just say one day Yuri asked to walk home with you, huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Well, Sayori, you really think I would ditch you for Yuri?
But she's so beautiful and smart.
Jeez, I already see her in club every day. Besides, you always seem to really like going home together. I wouldn't just ruin that for you.
You're so silly, little fish. You make me think about it too much sometimes. Yuri would deserve it if she wanted it, so...
Sayori, I've already made up my mind. I can't really figure it out sometimes.
Sorry.
Besides, what's the point in speculating something that's never gonna happen? Conversation trails off. It's kind of weird for things for Sayori to care so much about, but I want to respect her and keep her happy too. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Daggone! I've been recording for a stupid hour and 40 minutes. This isn't a horror game so far, but I'm really getting into it. You guys would like more of this? Definitely let me know. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone!